Higher education is a constant subject of debate. Several aspects, including cost and quality, are so deeply ingrained in our psyche that they appear in protests, interest groups, and presidential debates. As higher education becomes more and more of a prominent issue politically, and countries abroad make headlines with low cost or even free universities, discussions are sparked. Questions and comparisons involving our educational system, both undergraduate and graduate education here and abroad, and the morality of our higher education become hot topics. The most practical, and perhaps most pressing, aspect of this discussion focuses on the cost of higher education. The United States is one of the leaders in the world for student debt, as tuition costs have surged by over 500% since 1985, and as the minimum wage remains relatively unchanged, the amount of money taken out in student loans is steadily increasing. The current level of student debt sits around $1.2 trillion, with over 7 million defaulters. Understandably, this has led to several cries for change. And while debt is not an entirely foreign concept abroad, it is nowhere near the levels it is in the US. There are currently over 40 countries which offer a free post-secondary education. They tend to be publicly funded, coming from various societies that view education as an unalienable right. There's also this disparity between the attitude towards professional education amongst the United States and the world, with medical school being a prime example. In the US, the journey to becoming a practicing physician involves between 8 and 10 years of schooling, hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition, and rigorous MCATs in the name of producing better, effective doctors. However, abroad there are many medical schools that accept students straight out of high school for only a fraction of the monetary cost and often lasting a year or two less. The majority of countries outside the US consider an MD to be an undergraduate degree as well, and has even been claimed that doctors from this form of education often perform just as well, if not better, than many traditional doctors. There's also the debate across nations as to whether higher education should be treated as a privilege or a fundamental right. Morally and philosophically, it would seem that the majority consensus is that education is a right everybody deserves to have. President Obama recently proposed America's College Promise, offering 2 free years of education to every citizen. The economics of the matter, however, points towards education being a privilege, with various examples of the minimum wage remaining stagnant and of there being a virtual impossibility of working one ways through college.
Indiana University offers numerous study abroad programs which can be accessed via the Office of Overseas Studies. They aim to raise international awareness among students, as well as provide over $100,000 in scholarships to ensure affordability. They also help students maintain high academic standards, offering IU credit while studying abroad. Indiana University's graduate and pre-professional programs are vastly different from that of universities abroad. One difference is that the pre-professional programs at IU are for students who have already obtained an undergraduate or bachelor's degree. Conversely, universities abroad allow students to go straight into professional colleges right after high school. Another distinction is that students at IU are not guaranteed a job in their desired career field after completing graduate school. This makes obtaining jobs and achieving success in graduate school highly competitive. It also makes the debt incurred by many students more severe and frightening. On the other hand, students attending universities abroad are almost always guaranteed a job upon completion. This gives students abroad more stability and security after having graduated. This case primarily affects the students on campus. Students at Indiana University will spend a lot of time taking courses that will not always pertain to their majors, leading to an elongated school term. As previously mentioned, students at IU face the risk of not getting a job after graduation, along with the debt that comes with it. While many students risk not finding a job after graduation, resources like the Health Professions and Pre-Law Center here at IU help prepare undergraduates for future careers in graduate schools. The Health Professions and Pre-Law Center, also known as the HPPLC, provides advising for students who are pursuing careers in fields such as law, medicine, and other health professions. Although a job is not guaranteed, they prepare students to become well-prepared, competitive applicants for potential careers in the future.
Generally, a college education is not cost-friendly, and the price of it will continue to rise, especially for those who happen to live out of state. Now, IU, like many other institutions, offers scholarships, grants, and loans, and other types of financial aid. Whether this is because you are a superior athlete, you excel in the classroom, or you are from a certain heritage, they offer ways to help. Unfortunately, students may not know all of the ways to get these scholarships or where to apply, leaving them with no other option but to take out student loans. One way IU can make improvements would be an improved effort on exposing different ways financial aid can be attained. College is very expensive, and since students aren't promised a job upon graduation, students need all of the help they can get. The next way IU could help with the cost of college could be by recommending students to join the prestigious schools within, like the Kelley School of Business. Statistics show that 95% of the people who graduate from Kelley receive a job in their field of choice. This would be a great improvement not only because they will get a job pertaining to their degree, but graduates are likely to make 84% more money than if they didn't go to college at all. This means repayments could be a lot easier on the bank account, and you could be able to comfortably afford paying back your loans. Moving on, IU could expand the ways of virtual learning between sister colleges. This way, college students can get the best possible learning experience from all angles while the universities save money. University spending and planning for big projects could play a big role in the way students get their education. Instead of IU being focused on improving buildings or spending money on other things, they should improve and should be pushed to restructure incentives so as to encourage faculty to devote more hours to teaching. Last but not least, we all know paying back your debts is going to be hard without a job. And studies show that having background in foreign language and other types of classes that aren't in the core curriculum can enhance the probability of you getting hired. IU, among other universities and colleges, could reassess the core curriculums now and make necessary changes. In conclusion, higher education is a topic wherein the discussions and debates hold great pertinence to the students here at Indiana University. Most students who attend college accrue debt and face hardships when looking for a job compared to those abroad. In order to help students, cheaper schooling, a greater focus on professional employment, and early access to professional schools would make a great impact. As of now, traditional schooling is competitive, and you are going to have to work hard to attain a career of choice. It is a privilege here in the States, and nothing is guaranteed. Higher education is a fundamental right and needs to be cheaper and of easier access like those abroad.